Welcome everybody, it's good to see you. Right, a quiz. This is a true and false quiz. If you think the answer is true, make a T shape, because true starts with T. If you think the answer is false, make an F shape, which, if you're almost a teenager, is kind of like dabbing. I still no idea what dabbing is, really, or the point of it, but I know when you say, do this, they're all like, yay! So, true, false. Okay? Thinking about the story of David and Goliath. David and Goliath is a story in the New Testament. Well done, Kathleen. False. Yes, brilliant. In the story of David and Goliath, God's people are called the Israelites. True. Well done. There's no trick questions here, everybody. No trick questions. Come on in, guys. Come on in.
As long as we don't have to answer.
We all have to answer everything. We're all about doing it. Goliath was an Israelite. True or false? False. Well done. Okay. Goliath was 9 feet tall. True. Yes. True. Well done, everybody. Yes. True. David picked up 4 stones from the stream. False. Although you could argue that he picked up 4 and then another one, I suppose. But yeah, 4 in total was wrong. He picked up 5. David killed Goliath by cutting off his head. It's true. That's true. Goliath fell over and he took Goliath's sword and chopped off his head. And then the kid's head got cut. It's not in the kids' book. There is the first lesson of teaching kids. Read it in the Bible first. Get the whole story. A true, false quiz. Super easy. You are just recapping the information you have told them. I would never do that with a group of kids without having told the story first. You don't need to prep for that. You don't need anything. It's just true and false. If your children have been sitting around for a wee while, it's active, it gives them something to do, they can of course stand up to do it, they're going to whack each other as they do it, and that's okay, that's fun. Other ways of doing true, false. If you're outside, just use natural materials, so they have to find sticks. Make a T out of sticks for true, make an F out of sticks for false. You could do that inside with collage materials as well. So we're making an F.
Sorry.
So we're making an F. There's a false. We'll make an F shape. Stroke dabbing. Another way. If it's true, hands on your knees. If it's false, hands on your head. It's really active. It's really simple. None of this, what I'm going to tell you today, is rocket science. It's just a way of reinforcing stories. If you've got more space, run one way for true. Run another way for false. If you're stuck for space, jump up and down for true. Run on the spot for false. And these work for yes, no questions as well. And I'd say just be really careful on your age group. Wee ones can't do true and false. They just can't work it out. They don't get it, and they're not quite there yet. So you need to change that into yes, no. So instead, I would rephrase my questions. Is David and Goliath in the Old Testament? Was Goliath 9 feet tall? Again, you're just changing the way you phrase the questions to yes, no. I have all this written down on a handout. Sorry, I should have told you that. But you're not getting it till the end. You're not getting it till the end. Yes. So that's yes, no. True and false. You could also do multiple choice with that, giving 2 different options for the running this way or that. Or if it's this option, jump up and down. If it's that one, jog on the spot. It's really simple. I just want to give you... to make us think a little bit about why are we using quizzes. So are you using a quiz, again this is all down on the handout for you at the end, to introduce a story, to reinforce a story, to recap it, or to test knowledge? And I would suggest that we're not testing knowledge most of the time. This isn't a pass-fail exam. This is just encouraging kids to know their Bibles and to embed it over and over again in their mind. So you've heard a story once, you're just using the quiz, essentially, to tell the story again. Even straight after, you're asking the questions in the order of the story, so that you're reinforcing that story. If you're doing multiple choice, you're making the right answer so blatantly obvious that they can't get it wrong. You're giving them every chance to succeed and every chance to learn that story and embed it in their heads. If you're doing 2 or 3 sessions on a story, it's great to start the second session with a quiz, because it helps you to see how much they've remembered, and it helps them just to recall the story before perhaps you go into the kind of deeper, trickier questions. Always repeat the answer. Always repeat the correct answer. Because again, you want them to know it. You want them to have the knowledge. You want them to win at this. So if you know what it's like, somebody mutters an answer in a quiz and everybody else hasn't heard it, make sure you're repeating it and reinforcing it. And add more information around it if you want to. A quiz is a teaching opportunity. So make sure you're just repeating the answer and reinforcing it. We've said about multiple choice options. And I would say if you started a quiz without them, but it's too tricky and you're finding the kids are struggling, just put them in, quickly. Think of an obvious different one on the spot. And again, give them that chance to win and succeed. I would always try and include questions about where it is in the Bible and how it links into the big picture of God's story. So you don't just have to focus on the actual story, but you're asking, is it in the Old Testament? Is it in the New Testament? With older kids, which book of the Bible is it in? And all the time, you're just helping them increase their Bible knowledge. And include what you've learned about God in the story, so you can have your teaching points in there as well. I work a lot in schools, so my questions are kind of framed to put them in a school environment. So I would be saying things like, true or false, from this story, Christians believe that God is powerful. But in a church setting, it's really easy, isn't it, to say that this story shows us that God's got no power at all. True or false? So you can put your teaching points in to the story as well. Some things to think about before you do quizzes. If you're going to split into teams, how are you going to split them into teams? Just make sure you've thought about this before you do it. Loads of different ways. Obviously, we can just split down the middle and go in 2 ways. You could split by ages if you wanted to. You could split by boy-girl. My all-time favourite, though, and we're going to do it now because I like making people move around, is think about the number of letters in your first name. Got it? Okay. If you've got an odd number of letters, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, you're in this team. If you've got an even number of letters, you're on this team. Go. Well done, everybody. It is absolutely pointless in the sense that it doesn't add anything to their knowledge of the Bible, but they've been active, they've moved, it's engaged their brains a little bit, and it's made them think, oh, this quiz is exciting. It's just the same as every other quiz, but you've done something new. You could do it, who's wearing trainers, who's wearing boots, anything you can think of. Just, so you could do the same quiz every week, but just change how you split into teams, and they're like, you're awesome. I know. Also think through how teams are going to answer, or how you're going to get the questions answered. Are you asking one team at a time, or are you asking everybody and they've all got an opportunity to answer? There is no right or wrong way, but you just need to think through how you've done it and make sure you explain that to the kids beforehand. And also think through and make sure you tell them how are they going to answer. And again, you can vary this week by week, and suddenly your bog standard quiz has changed. Hands up, shout out, jump up, write down, any number of different ways that they can answer a question. Okay, a quiz. This is my all-time favourite quiz. We're in 2 teams. That is good. This is called the Human Buzzer Quiz. So, Cherie, I need a chair on either side. Could that be possible? Mm-hmm. And I need somebody from each team who is willing to be the buzzer. You're all right, please. Who's going to volunteer? Well done, Sue. Thank you. Come on out and sit on this side. Thank you, Fiona. Good. Oh, come on, somebody on this side. Meg, come on out. I know you didn't, but you know. This is actually possibly the easiest bit because you don't have to answer the questions. Okay, so you ladies need to think of your buzzer noise. Okay. What noise are you going to make when your team gets pressed? Brilliant! Brilliant. Okay, so we've got our buzzers, but we need people to press the buzzers. So I need somebody from each team willing to press the buzzer.
Do we have to run up and press?
No, you're going to come and stand here. It's okay. Paul, good job. Thank you. So you can stand here. Yeah, fine.
You'll have to answer your question.
Okay, so the way this quiz works is I will ask a question, anybody can answer it, and you need to put your hand up if you think you know the answer, don't shout out, okay? When you see somebody on your side put their hand up, you press the buzzer. Yes, we've got it. Okay. Right. The prodigal son, okay. Are you ready? Do you all understand what you have to do? Already we're excited. Okay, the story of the prodigal son. Is this in the New Testament or the Old Testament? Well done, then. Yes.
New Testament.
New Testament, brilliant. 1 point to this team. Okay. In the Bible, who told the story of the prodigal son? Yes. Jesus, brilliant. Well done. Can you name 3 characters in the story?
I know.
That's okay. Can anybody help out? Yes.
The father, the older son, and the prodigal son.
Brilliant. If you're a child, you will say the pigs. And that's okay. What did the younger son ask for? You guys need to get quicker. Yes. His inheritance. He asked his inheritance. He wanted the money from his dad that he would have got when his dad died. He wanted it before. Okay. What happened to the younger son when his money ran out? Yes.
I'm on this team.
Come on our team just for this question. Join us.
Okay, you're on this team.
He lost his friends.
He lost his friends, absolutely. Good answer. He did lose his friends. What job did the younger son get? Yeah, don't read this page. It's quite brilliant. I'm just going to keep doing this. How did the father react when the youngest son came home? He was delighted, absolutely. He was so pleased that his youngest son came home. Can you think of 3 words to describe the father in the story?
Kind, loving, compassionate.
Kind, loving, and compassionate. And you'll remember that in this story, Jesus wanted people to think that God was like the Father in the story. So what do you think Jesus wanted people to learn about God?
That he forgives us.
That he forgives us. Brilliant. Well done. Big round of applause.
I think we won.
I forgot to keep score. I always forget to keep score in quizzes, and the kids are outraged. But I just move on quickly. But usually some child will have kept score at some point. The other thing that's really good with that quiz is if you have a child who knows all the answers all the time, make them the buzzer. And it frees up the other kids to get a chance to answer. When I do it in schools, it's quite interesting. The Christian kids are willing to volunteer, so they put their hand up to be the buzzer, but then it keeps them out. So it's kind of fairer for both teams, rather than having one team with the child that just is like, I know this. The human buzzer quiz. Okay. The other easy way to change a quiz and to make it interesting is how you give out points. Okay, again, the same kind of quiz, but how do you give out points? So, choose a quiz. Okay, Daniel and the Lions. I'm going to ask a question. Anybody can answer this question. If you think you know the answer, stand up. Okay? you think you know the answer, stand up. I find it really much easier to see who stands up first than who puts their hand up first. Much easier. So sorry. Okay, so I'm going to ask a question. If you think you know the answer, you stand up and I will ask you the answer. If you get it right, you get to choose one of my fish. This isn't a Daniel and the Lions quiz, what am I speaking about? This is a Jonah quiz. Because on the back of the fish are points. Okay? And when you turn it over, that's how many points your team will get. So yeah, this is a Jonah quiz because these are fish. But you can immediately think, what other shapes could I use to do it? Lions for Daniel. Although lions are tricky to cut out. Going for easy ones. But yeah, so lions for Daniel and lions. These are definitely fish. Okay, so I will ask a question. You jump up if you think you know the answer. You'll come and choose a fish. And that'll tell us the number of points for your team. Okay. Is the story of Jonah in the Old Testament or the New Testament? Old Testament. Well done. Come and choose a fish. Story. Or keep score. Yeah, thank you. Okay, green fish. Ooh. So that was right here. 10 points for this team. Well done. And then
10 points.
10 points.
Use
Come on, odds. What? Oh no, sorry. Where did God ask Jonah to go? Where did God ask Jonah? At the back. Nineveh. Brilliant. Come and shoot a fish.
You're still on odd team, right?
Yeah. Yeah, she was. Okay, green or blue? What do you think?
I'm an even one.
It can all change. What did God ask Jonah to do when he got there? What did God want Jonah to do when he got there? Oh, does nobody else know the story of Jonah? Oh, goodness. Yes, you're first. Spread the word. Yes, tell everybody about God and ask the people to change. You're going to come back and shoot a fish. Green.
20 points.
Come on. Okay, so God wanted Jonah to go to Nineveh to tell them about God and tell them they had to stop their bad behaviour and turn to him. But Jonah didn't do it. What did Jonah do instead? Well done at the back, yes!
He took a ship to Tarshish.
He took a ship to Tarshish. He ran away from God.
He knew the city. That's surely extra. 2 fish. Bonus. 2 fish answer.
Green or blue? Come on!
It's a while.
The 2 fish answer. Yeah. So they got numbers on. Oh. What did they do? 1 point.
Well, we realized 20 points.
1 point, I know. So Jonah ran away to Tarshish on a boat. Did God know what Jonah was doing? Did God know what Jonah was doing? Well done.
Yes.
Yes, he did. Absolutely. And we know that because he sent the storm in the story. Oh. 1 point. Jonah, when God sent the storm, they realised that it was Jonah's fault and Jonah was thrown into the sea. Why didn't Jonah drown? Why didn't Jonah drown? Yes. Because he got swallowed by a whale. Because God sent a big fish or a whale to come and swallow him up and save him. Come on.
It's all 1 point left.
There's got to be a 100-pointer.
Don't be so well, I don't think there is. Okay, last question. Oh no, I could just do this all day, but yeah, stop. What did Jonah do in the big fish? What did Jonah do in the big fish? Yes.
He prayed on us for forgiveness.
He prayed, he talked to God, and he asked God to forgive him. He realised what he'd done wrong. Oh, brilliant. Come and choose a fish. Okay. I don't think we need to do the math.
I will be the back.
Letting the kids add it up themselves seems to be an ever-present source of enjoyment for them as well, to do maths. I don't know why, but let them do it. So that is one way of giving points. And again, any object relevant to the story you can have. It doesn't have to be a paper cutout. It could be an actual object with points on. Make sure you can't see the points through the paper. Yeah. Otherwise, it doesn't. Ooh. Make sure you can't do that. Another way that works really well for this. Okay, we'll just keep going on with Jonah the same way for a couple. How did Jonah get out of the big fish? Yes. Coughed him up, yes. Right, he's going to run? Or should you just pick, that's easiest. So you pick a ribbon out the bag, just one. Okay, keep it. How did Jonah feel when the Ninevites repented? How did Jonah feel when the Ninevites repented?
He was upset.
He was upset, wasn't he? He was angry, yeah. Okay. What ate the plant? Do you remember Jonah sat under a plant? What ate the plant?
Big worm.
A big worm, I love it. I'll get Sheree to pick out for you. Okay.
My ribbon belongs to that side.
No. We're just in half now. What did God say to Jonah at that point under the plant? What did God say to Jonah when he was complaining about the Ninevites and how they'd repented and how God had forgiven them? Yes?
You have a right to be angry about the plant.
Yes, he was angry about the plant. He's like, why are you angry about the plant? You could be angry about the people. Yes. Okay, so you would keep going like this, and then you get the teams to tie their ribbons together. And whoever has got the longest with the rhino. Okay, Sherie's going to finish this. She's a completer.
Should be spliced.
Okay. My other favourite quiz is Chinese takeaway quiz, yes. Or I don't know what I call it. Just a quiz with prize boxes, because in these boxes there are points for your team, and there are also prizes for you if you get it right. Okay, points and prizes inside a box. You will see the boxes are labelled 1 to 9. Okay, I will ask each team in turn a question. If you think you know the answer, put your hand up, and I will ask you. If you get it right, you get to choose a box. I know. So exciting. Inside the box, there are points for your team and there's a prize for you. So let's just be clear. Everybody on this side of the room is and everybody...
Even for life.
I love you lot. Right, this side of the room. This is a quiz on Jesus' life. Question 1, to this team, put your hand up if you think you know the answer. Jesus is God's son. How did he come to earth? A, as a baby, or B, in an alien spacecraft?
Oh, as a baby.
As a baby, brilliant. Choose a box. Sheree, would you be my glamorous assistant? So shout out the number between 1 and 9. 7. Ooh. Exciting. You want a book? Oh, and 50 points. Oh.
Do I put that on the front?
Yes, please. Thank you. Sorry. Okay. Question to this 2. To this 2. Okay? Yeah. Jesus taught people about God using parables. Parables are A, books with really long words, or B, stories that help people understand what Jesus was saying. B, absolutely. Parables are stories that help people understand what Jesus was saying. Choose a number. 8. You got stickers.
And 50 points.
Oh. Question 3 to this team. Jesus did amazing things that proved he was the Son of God. Did he A, once turn water into wine, or B, once turn wine into water? Water into wine, brilliant. Choose a number between 1 and 9, but not 7 or 8. 2. Colour pencils.
Pencils, but negative?
Next. But fun, right? Okay. Question 4 to this team. How was Jesus different from every other human? A, he never ate potatoes. Or B, he never did anything wrong. He always lived God's way.
He never did anything wrong.
You never did anything wrong. You
What's the
always
difference?
lived. I know.
Never ate potatoes either.
I know. But there are some other people in the world that never eat potatoes, so then fine. We can get into this heavy discussion.
About the new one.
3. Oh, 500 Once Jesus and his friends were in a boat when a storm started. What did Jesus do? A, swim for shore, or B, tell the wind and the waves to stop? Brilliant. Choose a number. Number 4. And last question to this team. Sometimes people were horrible to Jesus. Did he A, still tell them about God, or B, beat them up so they had to see a doctor? He still told them about God. Absolutely. But all the way through this, you've got kids who have been doing their maths. And they're still like, we're still winning, it's okay. So yeah. And always have an odd number of boxes for an even number of questions, so that the last question has still got one to choose between. Obviously don't bring in negative points for small people, because they don't know what negative numbers are, but the older ones love it. It just adds another dimension. And it also takes away from the fact that this team knows everything, so they're guaranteed to win. It kind of puts a bit of spin on that and makes it a little bit fairer.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Do you ever find with that kind of quiz that you run into issues that not everyone then gets some point?
You just kind of gloss over it. I just like whatever. I'm sure there probably is.
But you could always have just a small bag of something.
I could do.
No.
But
So some kids.
I don't let the same person answer twice. So I don't let it constantly be the same person. I would split it up a little bit. But yes, that's a very good question. I'm just me. I don't know that. It's like,
Well, I've always thought it'd be anger, I just wondered if it has been an issue.
yeah. The other thing is, I've always put sweets and chocolates in before. If you're in a school, don't do that. They're not allowed it anymore. You'll get told off. And also, probably it's just a good thing if we can be giving something else. So go to your local Christian bookshop, stock up on stickers, bookmarks, anything like that you've got lying around. Little packets of bubbles, rubbers, anything. Apart from boys, they don't love any of that, but yeah. Little boys do. Other ways, there's other lists of how you could give points on here. You could do it like Beetle, where you're trying to complete a picture.
Oh,
Yeah, and every time you get a question right, you add a bit on. Again, a lion for Daniel, something like that. You could split into smaller teams and get them to create the answer. You could give each team a pot of Play-Doh. And so they're all trying to answer the same question, but they've got to make it out of Play-Doh. I've got a thing of Lego down there. Can they make it out of Lego? But we have reached the end of our time. I will pass out the handout. If you've got any questions, come and ask. But have fun with quizzes, reinforce the story, and go.